A couple of years ago, I did a review on the V-ZUG Adora SLQ and asked if it was worth £2,500. Today we're going to answer the same question, but this time the matter's jumped up by another 750 quid. Yeah, £3,250. We're going to be reviewing this Adora SLQ, but we're also going to put the WP version in top of this. Now, a WP is a SLQ with a heat pump system. It has a conventional heater, but also has a heat pump, and both of them can be combined together, allowing you to save a little bit of energy. But it is only just a little bit. The updated version of this has the Eco 4060, so if you were to run the Eco 4060 with the normal version like this, it uses 0.45 kilowatts to wash 8 kilos, whereas the heat pump will use 0.37 kilowatts to wash 8 kilos. So I'm not entirely sure whether it's worth it, especially as it being a heat pump. You're going to be paying a lot more money, and it's got gas which is going to go off at some point, and the compressor might go. So one of them. Right, what we're going to do is focus on this one though, which was made in 2017. So this doesn't have Eco 4060, it just has the standard 60 and 40 instead. But at least they're there. Now let's start off at the bottom. Now, on the previous generation, you could take out a thing in the drawer and undo it, but the only thing in the drawer this time is this liquid guide. So I don't think that's going to work. Still. But behind here, once you get it down, is your coin filter, emergency door release, and the flap itself will hold 2 litres of water, which your filter normally holds. So, no mess there then. Right, currently the machine looks to be switched off, but it's not. It's actually switched on. It's always on. It's ready to run all the time. You'll find that there's no on-off button on this. If we shut the door, the screen comes on. When we open the door, the screen goes off. And inside we've got an 8 kilogram drum. Right, that's our deflector, and this is our jet. Yeah. Gonna be honest, compared to the old one, it actually does a better job. It definitely soaks things a lot more, because this, instead of being the direct diverter going straight onto it, what it actually does is hit this and just kind of reflects it all off. So it kind of sprays out quite a lot more. Quite good, I suppose. Right, let's take a look at these. So we've got 3 drum baffles as normal, but look how big they are. That's my hand across it there. Look, they're huge. And you go from the front all the way back. And there's a reason for that. Why? Well, the machine has a very, very clever balancing system. It still runs on normal suspension with a normal outer tub on 4 gas struts, but what it does to balance the load is fill these baffles. You can fill 1, you can fill 2, you can fill 3, do whatever, with water to counterbalance the load and reduce vibration during spinning. So much so that it can actually start spinning beforehand and be up to a certain speed, and then it may add more water to the baffles to make it quieter. Right, drum holes. There's millions of them. They're everywhere. This is great for draining, spinning ability, and no snagging. They're tiny. The whole drum is very soft. And it works. So I've had to turn the light off. The camera really doesn't like any light on this black surface. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Because everything lights up like a Christmas tree anyway. Right, we've got all the touch buttons. We've got the door lock here. It's got a little pause icon next to it. And of course that means during a wash you can pause the cycle using the same button. We've got this, which is your time delay, which only works whilst it's obviously lit. This is your favourites button, and of course there is nothing stored there. But you can have up to 6 favourite settings. This is your advanced, but if you press it whilst it's not within any program, the whole display goes out and the machine will go into standby mode. Just tap it, it comes back on again. Alright. Then we've got this button over here, which is your standard and eco programs. So this button actually does 2 things. So if you press it whilst we're in this menu, we get the cotton standard 60 and 40 degree programs. 3 hours 55. And 3 hours 45 for the 40. Max load of course for 8 kilo of heavy soiled, but done in the least amount of energy and water. But the other thing that button does is once you go into a program, I'll show you that in a minute. We've also got this plus button. Right, you got 4 programs here. Steam anti-crease, which will inject steam onto 1.5 kilo load to remove odours and to steam smooth out clothing. It says 40 degrees. It doesn't run at 40 degrees, but that's how hot the steam, I suppose, it is. So that's also a little giveaway as well. You've got steam smoothing, which I'll show you later on, but it's only available on 40 degrees and higher. Then we got this. Do you hear that click then? That's because it was just about to start a cycle. And we've got this, which is proofing up to 40 degrees. 1000 spin, easy care. Right, what proofing does is you put treatment in, you put your clothes in, it treats the clothes in warm water and then spins them. So basically what you're selecting when you're selecting, say, 40 degrees or 30 degrees is how hot the temperature has to be for the proofing to work. Then we've got appliance hygiene at 95. Don't put any items in, put it on, it heats to 95, it washes about a bit, cleans the drum out a bit, sterilises it all, and then drains it. Then we've got spinning, which is spin only, of course, maximum of 8 kilos. You can set easy care and do an easy care version of the spin, but there's another way you can do a spin only. Anyway, we've also got further settings. Go into this, and you can change a lot of things. So this one, all this does, it presets the maximum spin speed for a cycle. Bearing in mind that even if you say select 1000, you can still select 1600. It just defaults to 1000 or whatever. And of course you can have a minimum of 400 if you want. Right. Then we got the Aqua Plus. Again, it defaults the option when you select a cycle. You know, either standard water plus rinse, plus water and rinse and skin protection. Again, soiling, it presets the soiling to either light, normal or heavy. Obviously you can set your language to whatever language you want. Obviously you've got the German, French, Italian, Dutch, Russian. That's even more weird. Oh, Ukraine. I'm trying to work what each one of them are. I did well. Is that Mandarin? You can also set the time and date, as well as whether it's a... Yeah, you can set your time and date. Right, then we've got more options. We've got automatic door opener. I'm going to leave on. What the machine will do is, once it's finished cycle, and it's done all the loosening up stage as well, it will automatically open the door. Now, this only is on V-ZUGs. It's not on any other appliance or brand I have ever used. It is brilliant. And it's brilliant because when the door opens ajar, that means air starts getting into the load, which means it reduces the amount of bacteria build-up. You got child lock as well, and once that's set, it's always on. You then have to go back into the settings to turn it back off again. Hygiene info, I've got it set on for some reason, but it's never asked me at any point to run a hygiene cycle. So if you have this switched on, it will recommend you wash at 60 or above on the next cycle, or more importantly, it'll tell you to run the appliance hygiene 95-degree cycle. Except I've had it on, I have washed at lower temperatures, and it's not once come up yet. Soft water, believe it or not, I am in soft water, but I've got it switched off. But that's because it's not very soft water. So switch this option on if you got very soft water, and it reduces the tumbling action, mostly on the cottons and easy cares and stuff like that, to prevent excess foam building up. Maybe I should have it switched on, but I've never had a problem with the machine. So I'll leave it off. Multi-compartment detergent. Now once this is switched on, if you select the pre-wash, it will then ask you whether you want a pre-wash, bio-wash or soap wash. I'll go more into that later on. But if you have it switched off and you select pre-wash, it will just run the pre-wash. Loosen up. Basically, just like the Miele's, they go into an automatic anti-crease mode at the end of the cycle. If you select shirts, the shirts program will do loosen up for up to 6 hours, and it will never open the door. Whereas if you select any other cycle, and I've set it to 30 seconds, at the end of the cycle it will loosen up for 30 seconds and then the door will fire open. It does come preset, I think, at 10 minutes, but I'll just leave it for 30 seconds. Then also we've got display brightness. I'd rather have it there, and that's the standard setting. The background image, believe it or not, when you select a program, it's got a certain image. Basically all it does is leave it on. Obviously, button tone, turn it off. That's interesting. In fact, if you select it, it will automatically go out of there. Then you got silent mode, which reduces all the spin speed and intermediate spins and stuff like that. Leave it off. Never use the option, so I can't really tell you more. Then we've got factory reset, and that just basically resets all the options and will delete any favourites as well. Then we've got this one, which doesn't do anything. I'd have to go into it more to use that. Right. That's just that bit. Right. The first program, every time you switch on the machine, is coloured. It's always coloured. But we've got further programs in here, which we'll come back to in a minute. Anyway, we've got 95, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and cold. If you select cold, it will still wash at 10 degrees. It will even heat up to 10 degrees if it needs to. And that's to ensure that, obviously, detergent will work. Right, I'm going to go quickly through each temperature, because it quickly shows you what options are available. Steam and anti-mite are not available on 10. They're not available on 20. But Sprint is. I'll show you what Sprint does later on. 30, again, anti-mite, Steam, not available. 40, anti-mite, not available, but Steam is. 50, anti-mite not available, but Steam is. 60, anti-mite available and Steam is. 70, anti-mite and Steam are available, but Sprint's now no longer available. And same on 95, Sprint's not available. Right, so I'm going to go on to the 60 option. And this shows you, this basically gives you every option on this program. Right, so we'll start off with Sprint. Max load, reduce it to 2.5 kilo. It's made for washing a lightly soiled laundry of up to 2.5 kilo in a quick amount of time. It will do a full length final spin as well. It does 2 rinses, amazingly, and it will still hit 60 degrees. Now here's the problem I've got. I'm going to quickly go through these because it has an automatic start. There is a proximity sensor right here. If you walk away from the machine, it will recognise you're gone and start the machine. But it will also start the machine within 30 seconds after your last option was pressed. So, yeah, bit annoying. Right, easy care button. Well, notice the spin has also reduced as well. That limits the spin to 1,000. It does a completely different final spin phase. It's made for in conjunction with your easy care everyday man-made fibres. Max load obviously limit to 3.5 kilo, which is about half a load. Then we've got the pre-wash. Now, because I've got multi-detergent selected, it gives you the option. You can have pre-wash, soap wash, or bio-wash. And then standard turns it back off again. Then we've got steam anti-crease. Again, max load is now reduced to 2 kilo. That's to ensure that no excess wrinkling occurs, and the max spin is limited to 1,000 RPM. Right, we've also got variable spin, 16, 14, 12, 1,000, 8, 6, 4, and stop after rinsing, which is your rinse hold. Likewise, when you get to it, you can either just do drain only, or you can do the full final spin. Then we got soiling. Now it always presets, obviously I have it set, it presets to light. I'm just thinking now it should be preset to normal, realistically. But anyway, we're going to go through it all, so yeah, so you can see realistically what everything takes. And as you can see, normal adds on 20 minutes. Sorry, let's do that. Normal adds on 20 minutes, 21 minutes. Heavy adds on quite a bit from normal, but for a reason. Let me just show you. So we're on normal now. There. Ready? Heavy. It automatically puts this on, and you can't deselect it. It puts like a plus on with a plus rinse. So it adds on basically 21 minutes, but it also adds on an extra rinse and more water. Look, I'll show you. So we'll go to normal. Can you see how we went from that 2 hours 26 and it went back to 2 hours 6? But when you select normal, it's automatically putting that back down again. See? Right, I'll go back to Aqua Plus in a minute. Then we got with... I've just noticed something as well. So with normal, so with light, you can have anti-mite. With heavy, you can have anti-mite. And with normal, you can't have anti-mite. I've never seen that before. How weird's that? And yet... No, you don't make any sense. With soaking, what it does, it runs the heavy wash cycle, and you select, 30, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever, of soaking within the wash. But what it gets interesting is if I select with soaking and we add on just half an hour, you would expect to get 2 hours 56, but we've only got 2 hours 29. And that's because what it actually runs is sort of it's an in-between the normal and the heavy, but it only runs normal rinsing. Alright. Then we've also got anti-mite. Anti-mite automatically puts this to the maximum, the water plus to maximum, and it runs heavy soil regardless as well. I can't select light, for example. And that's because anti-mite is selectable from 60 degrees upwards, and it ensures that, of course, it kills all bed bugs. And it's anti-allergy as well, so it removes all pollens and stuff like that. I'll deselect that. Then we've got the variable rinsers and Aqua Plus. Standard, lowest setting, plus water adds water to the wash and rinse level, hence why it takes a little bit longer. Plus rinse will add runs at a normal water level, but adds a additional rinse stage. Plus water and extra rinse ups the water level in the wash and the rinse and adds an extra rinse. And skin protection ups the water level again to our even higher level and adds 2 rinses. Right, that's that lot done, and that's just on the 60. Oh, and we're not done yet. 8 options there. Yeah, I told you that button does something else. There you go. It runs the so-called economy program. Time goes up. You can still have most of the options. You can even increase the soiling. And you can even have anti-mite on Eco. How cool is that? But it doesn't run with a heat pump while it's doing it. So I'm not entirely sure what it does. Right. Then we've got over here flashing. It's program end time. But unlike anything else, you can just choose when you want it to finish. Literally program in any time you want to finish at. 7 minutes past 12 at night? Sure, why not? How cool's that? You can set it up so it runs a normal time delay as well, so you just choose in hours, whatever. But I do think it's better when you're doing that. If you select plus from this normal colours menu, you go back to extra. But I said there's another way as well of doing a spin only. In fact, you can do a rinse and spin only as well. Select the program you want. Let's say colours. I can even select easy care if I want. I can even set sprint. Then you can press this button here. Rinsing. Final rinse. Final spin. yeah. You can run any rinses and final rinse and spin from any of the programs. Look, put skin protection on. Let's put it on heavy soil, why not? Push it. Rinsing starts from 1 hour 27. Final rinse is at 23 minutes. And the final spin is 12 minutes long and takes 12 minutes. Right. That's just the colours program. Now we've got 14 more to go through. Yeah, 14 more. 4, 8, 12, 14 additional programs. And notice how it says fabric. Well, I'll say 14. 13, because colours is right there. So we've got 13 additional programs. Right. Let's start off with shirts. Max temperature 60, minimum temperature 40. Select 60. Steam anti-crease is not available, and that's because it runs Steam anti-crease automatically at the end. Interestingly though, anti-mite is still available, even though the maximum is for 7 shirts, or around 2 kilograms. And you can have any options you want, including sprint, which reduces the wash time. It still runs steam at the end. How cool is that? That's shirts. If you do it at 40, it takes less time. And then we've got woolens. Max temperature up to 40. Max load 2.5 kilo. It is very gentle. It does use a lot more water. It does a shorter spin at 800 RPM. You can have adjustable soiling though, which is quite unusual. You can have normal, you can have heavy, you can have it with soaking if you want. For woolens, you're not supposed to soak woolens. Bit of a letdown there, I suppose. For example, you can have easy care button. Like, what does it do? You can have a pre-wash. The only problem with this is that you can add on stuff you're not supposed to add on. Not sure about that. Just gotta do this. Right, if I do this normal, 1, 2. Final spin's 8 minutes. If I select easy care, it's still 8 minutes. That's quite interesting though. You can go on the final spin and then view these, and then they actually tell you how long it's going to be. But also, we've still got eco as well. Let me just select 40 again. Eco, 1 hour 19. Also, going back to cold, no eco. 20, no eco, but 30 and above will give you eco, except on silks. Oh, I gave that away. Although interesting, look. Eco, there's 1 hour 19. If I go on to silk 30, it's 50. Oh no, adds on 10 minutes basically. Just trying to work that out then. Alright, back to the fabrics. We've got hand wash. Yeah, 30 degrees. 58 minutes. You can have it longer if you want. And more rinses if you want. More water, skin protection. You can have a pre-wash. Max spin, it's preset at 600, but it can go to 8. Obviously no economy program. Just going to do something as well. That's that. Then select So interestingly, soiling can affect the rinse. But not the final spin. Yeah, let me just skip that once. So go to rinsing, then select that one. Yeah. Normal adds on 3 minutes, but doesn't affect the rinse count. But heavy adds on the rinse, of course. Weird. But I've never seen that before. Right, back to the programs. Then we've got down. Picture of a pillow. Maximum temperature 60. Very nice. Select 60. You can have anti-mite if you want, which is neat. We've got variable soiling, of course. Normal, heavy, and with soaking. You've got variable Aqua Plus as well. You can have pre-wash. You can have eco as well. Now, what down is made for is for washing pillows and duvets and any textiles with feathers in. So what I recommend is using this for pillows and duvets. It uses a bit more water, more rinsing, I think, as well. If I select skip, for example, the rinsing is about the same. Then we've got outdoor garments. Again, up to 60. By having 60, you can have anti-mite. You can have steam. You can have a pre-wash if you want. You've got the easy care option to reduce the spin and profile, and then we got sprint on the outdoor 60 and 40 and anything below. How cool is that? It's about 10 minutes longer though. It does appear to do more rinsing, so that's probably why. Final spin is still quite lengthy, 13 minutes. Wow. And of course, outdoor garments is made for washing coats and suits, sleeping bags and stuff like that. Stuff that's going to take on more water. And indeed, it does allow that time for water to soak in. Maybe we should just find out. And we've got economy as well. There you go, 2 hours 10. Then we've got silks. Again, up to 40. It's about the same length as the woolen cycle. To a degree. And the hand wash cycle. If I select soiling, yeah, it's about the same length as woolen. Max spin, no, it's preset at 400. But it goes up to 1000. And you can still have rinse hold. Again, you can still have easy cares as well. And you got extra rinsing as well, if you wish. Although silks is very, very light woolens in every single way. And we've got the underwear cycle. Now, max temperature is only 40, which is annoying. Now, selecting it, you might be thinking now, well, maybe it's made for washing lingerie. After all, maximum load is 3 kilograms. And indeed, it uses more water on the wash. But the wash pattern and rhythm is still quite vigorous. It's much more like a cotton cycle. But it does a lot more rinsing. And the final spin is the Easy Care version. And you can even have drain only look. Just keep skipping over. Eventually it gets drain only. Door can be opened. When it comes up with that, it's now running 30 seconds loosen up. And of course it will automatically open the door, or you can do it yourself. We've got baby garments, up to 95 as you would expect. No sprint, of course. It's at 60, there's still no sprint. No steam either. Or adjustable water. But there is adjustable soil level. Now, if we select the skip button again, rinsing starts from 1 hour 31. What Baby Protect does is run skin protection automatically. That's why there is no sprint. It's basically cottons and then set to light soil. Of course, you've got normal, which adds on 5 minutes, and heavy, which doesn't change the time on the rinsing this time around. It just goes to show you what heavy does, or what light does actually to rinsing. Max load is 5 kilograms, 2/3 of a drum. It's a cottons program, so it still runs a 1600 spin. Selecting Easy Care will change the profile altogether. There you go, soil level can be changed. Or this time around, 3 hours 20, 3 hours 37, 17 minutes. And then an additional 14 minutes for heavy. Anti-mite drops the time. Oh, what does anti-mite do? And again, you can have the economy program even on baby care. Will you let me deselect it? But you can have every temperature as well, interestingly. Now we've got Wet Clean, which is only available to V-ZUGs only. You can't have it with any other brand. And the clue is in the name. You can clean washing with just water. Plain water. Max spin is 400 RPM. Soil level can be increased, so you can add soaking as well. And you can increase the amount of water and rinses as well. Max load is only 1.5 kilo. This is hand wash, only even more gentle, basically. Then we've got net curtains, up to 40 degrees. Although selecting 40 degrees won't let you select the steam protect. It automatically adds this rinse hold. But you can deselect it and just do a final spin instead. If you select stop after rinse, you notice the time doesn't change, but it's not going to. And what it will do is once it reaches the final spin stage, it will ask you whether you want to drain only or just do the final spin using the skip button here. So you'll press it when you get to it. You press it once for drain and twice for final spin. And what it's made for is for washing net curtains gently. Max load 2 kilograms. But I can't help but think the word net curtains is something a bit outdated. We don't have net curtains. We haven't had net curtains for 20 years. The program's already outdated when it came onto this machine. But it is good for washing curtains. So it's good for washing curtains. Just maybe not net curtains. You can have easy care as well, which reduces the time actually. And you can add on a pre-wash if you want, and bio-wash and stuff like that. As well as adjust the soiling level. Adds on 10 minutes basically. 10 minutes to normal, 10 minutes to heavy. Although heavy of course adds on 8 minutes for the additional rinse. Then we've got denim. Up to 40 degrees. Max load of 4 kilograms. You can add on sprint. But that automatically adds on the extra rinse, which you can't deselect. But you can add an additional more water out, or you can add skin protect. It's spins at 1600 RPM. You got the easy care button there as well if you want. We've got adjustable soiling. So we've got light, normal, heavy, and we're soaking. And we've got Aqua Plus as well. We can add on plus water or an extra rinse, etc. So what this does is adds more rinses. Because if we go to rinsing, it's adding on an additional rinse. Final spin's normal. But interestingly, if I go to the next program, black garments, 40, you can have sprint. What does it do other than take 2 extra minutes? Because max kilo is half 4 kilo, and it does exactly the same. Runs a 1600 spin. It's a cottons program. Light, normal, heavy. We're soaking. Add on extra easy iron if you want. There really isn't any difference, other than possibly even more rinsing than denim. And what looks to be a very slightly shorter spin. Possibly that. Then we've got black hand wash, 30 degrees. Max spin, 600, just like hand wash. Soil level, light and normal, just like normal hand wash. You can have a pre-wash as well. No other options though. But unlike normal hand wash, it adds on more rinsing. That's what it does. You can also do this. Yeah, it lifts up. And I will say that is a much needed improvement over the old one. It feels a lot more chunkier, sturdier. Ooh, but even when you push it back down, there's actually like proper resistance. Very nice. I do like that. That's a much improvement. Alright, pull the drawer out. It is huge. Yeah. Right, this little tab here releases the drawer. This is your guide for liquid. 50ml, 100ml, 150ml, and to be honest, you can probably get 200ml. That goes in there if you're going to do that. But if you're not, take it out, leave it out. That clips back in there. All our main wash detergent goes into there. You can probably get a good, well, if you get 200ml of liquid, you can usually double that up to get powder. You get 400ml of powder, probably about 200ml into the pre-wash. It's very generous. Also, this is our fabric softener. This is clean, but I do often find that sometimes, but quite a lot of the time, it's leaving water behind, which is a bit annoying. Not entirely sure. Anyway, max fill line is there. This is what 10ml of fabric softener looks like in it. Yeah, it's not much. You put 35 in, it doesn't look really much any different. So it'll probably take around between 75 and 100ml. Not 100% sure. It doesn't say it state in the manual. it. So what to give this out of 10 then? Well, is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. Also, I think it's 2 years of standard, but when I was looking on Cook and Lewis, it does say 2 plus 8 years. So potentially a brand new V-ZUG actually now comes with a 10-year warranty. If that's the case, that's even more better. Part prices are still expensive. Well, that's kind of a given, I suppose, but not as expensive as Miele. And Miele, weirdly, are about 2/3 of the price. So this is a bargain in reality. Also, it uses a true 8kg drum there, you know. Also, this is muchly improved. The new drawer design actually is quite improved as well. That's quite nice. And quality-wise, the quality's kind of there. And you wouldn't think that, would you? Well, to be fair, that is solid metal. It's that inside that's plastic. Which is probably why they still allow this door. My only gripe with it is, as weird as it sounds, the program selection. There's a lot of delicate programs, a lot of gentle programs, which is a bit odd, really. Considering, you know. But then that also being said, I suppose it kind of is there to design for washing, you know, proper delicate things. But weirdly, this is going to get a 9.5 out of 10. It's done better than the last previous gen's V-ZUG, thanks to this, for example. And more programs. And new design changes, which I think adds more to the quality than ever before. So it's definitely deserving a 9.5 out of 10. Will I recommend buying it? Yeah, I'd actually recommend buying it. To be honest, I'd rather, you know, Miele's are kind of more perfect. Well, they were. But, you know, compare this to, say, a Navitronic or a Supertronic. If this is compared to a Supertronic, the Supertronic is better, the Navitronic is better. But the W1, not so. So this is actually pretty much one of the best machines out there. You know, compared to Miele, this is better in a lot of ways. It washes flawlessly, it rinses flawlessly, it spins flawlessly, it spins extremely well, it comes out there extremely dry, better than any other 1600 machine out there. It rinses better than any other machine from this era, and it washes better than, well, it washes on par with a lot of machines. But because the overall is so much better, in terms of actual usability, in terms of washing performance, rinsing performance, and spinning performance, as an actual washing machine, this is the best machine on the market. Full stop. But then paying £3,200 is a bit of a gripe. Maybe. And also, like I said, there's a lot of gentle programs out there, excessively gentle. No, I'm going to stick with it. 9.5 out of 10. It's done a lot better than the previous gen. V-ZUG did improve it, and that's what I like to see. In terms of build quality over the previous gen, nothing changed. So yeah, we're still rolling around with the same everything really inside. They haven't cut corners anywhere, or made things cheaper, or made things out of more things out of plastic. No, it's exactly the same, even if there is quite a lot of plastic involved. Right, I hope you enjoyed this quite lengthy review. Don't forget to give me a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment down below what you think of this machine. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. That red button is down there. And I'll see you in another video. So, bye for now.